Good afternoon from Yummy B TV. Wishing you all well, of course, right? So I had to come back in quickly. It's lovely out there today to do this video. And it is a prison and a subject that we spoke about not too many months ago. So we're talking the high security estate, namely Category A prison, Lartin, where I spent a few years in, right? So breaking news coming in today, and the first person that broke the news was Tommy Robinson, right? Another prison officer has been stabbed. They have dramatized it and said it's a white Muslim jihadist, right? So allegedly it is, right? Now look, we reported on drones coming into Long Lartin, right? And it's not just Long Lartin, man. Get your head round it all. It's only not meant to happen in the Category A prison because it's deemed to be more secure with better facilities than the Cat Bs and Cs and all that, where drones are flying in every single second and every day of the week, right? So that's it. We reported on it, right, at Long Lartin, and they were understaffed, as we know. They missed. There was a suggestion that a weapon of some kind, a made-up gun or knife, got through on one of the drones, but Long Lartin intercepted it on that day. Now, I always look at things like this. On the outside, right, a criminal can have 100, 1,000 goes at committing the same offence all the time. It only takes the police one chance or one time to get you and you're nicked, right? Prison is a little bit more different. It's more stacked against the prisoners, right? Because there's only certain ways that you can get certain things in, etc. So all it needs is the same way as it is on the outside with criminals getting away loads of times before they get caught. On the inside, a prisoner only needs one bit of luck. So they have the facilities to watch the drones in some kind of way, but they haven't got the man management to watch those every second of every minute of every day. When then drones come in, prison staff will get lucky sometime, most of the time, right? Right? A prisoner only needs one lucky time for a drone to get through a little hole. They're not watching at certain times, and you get what you were looking for. As long as there's money and as long as there's prisoners that can try and keep trying and persevering with trying to get their own way with these new ways of getting things in, which have been going on for years now, right? You only need that one day. You lose 9, you get 1, and it's got the weapons in there, it's got the drugs, it's got the phones, etc. You can't really blame the prison staff for this incident here because it happens all over the country. What you needed to do was give them the facilities and pay more money to make sure that every single second of every day is being watched for when drones come through, right? It's the hardest thing to defend against. Now, look. They're talking white jihadist Muslim, right? Tommy Robinson says, our system is really violent with the Muslim Brotherhood taking over everywhere and getting their own way and all that. No, yeah, it is that way, Tom. But it's been going on like that for years and years now. I left the Cat A's in 2008, right? Even when I was in Long Lartin, which is where most things started from. But it's not just now that there's been violence. It's going to escalate, and it always will be. No prison officer has died just yet, but they will do. It's a sign of the times, especially when you're getting men that got nothing to lose. Listen to me carefully. It don't matter whether it was a Muslim, a white Muslim jihadist, or a black one, or a brown one, or any inmate in its entirety, right, and totality. All you need is to get the right person who's vulnerable. The right person doing a sentence where they've got nothing to lose. The right person where all that love where they get, if you think at that time, because it seems like a good idea at the time for the inmate to go all out to please all of them that are around him, no religion, I'm talking about all criminal inmates in there. You only need one who's susceptible to being manipulated and groomed to go and kill a prison officer or stab a prison officer. He believes at the time that it'll go down in history, that they'll love him forever, only to find out years and years later that you did it all for nothing. Those ones that you did it on behalf of, they will no longer be around. Otherwise, they'd be all doing it themselves. It would always be the vulnerable ones that do it with not much understanding apart from living in the moment. Or people, it might not necessarily be a religion thing. You might be in debt. It could be anything. If you do this today, we'll squash that and blah. You only need someone that's just not a little bit wired up properly, mate. You know what I mean? You've got to get away from the narrative sometimes. No, you won't be able to stop drones anywhere, right? You're meant to not be able to get access to weapons. But whether it was a weapon coming in on the drone or not, it don't take a proper outside weapon to go and maim a prison member of staff or murder them. You could get them at the engineer's workshop. You can make up one yourself in there to do the job. It's not just that. That's not what's going to prevent a prison officer getting murdered in the end, right? It's going to happen, I'm afraid. And the build up to it is always going to be, well, how could we have prevented? You could never have prevented it. It's just a sign of the times and the clientele of the inmates that are in these jails right now, man. Long before, when I came out, it was like that. It was a ticking time bomb. I'm surprised it's taken so long. But no, you can't blame it on the drones alone, because like anything else, it only takes one little loose bit in the system for you to get lucky. That's all I'm saying, right? So don't run away with the narrative so much. Our prisons are in a terrible state. Tommy Robinson's right in one aspect. That it's been going on, but he's only just gone back to prison now to see it with his own eyes, yeah? It's been going on for years and years and years, right? So sending loads of love. I'll be up later on.